What's good, guys? LM7 here, back with another review, this time another set from the Mandalorian. We have the Imperial Armored Marauder, also known as the Trexler Marauder, set in the show, but they like everything to be standardized when it comes to sets like this. Mandalorian logo, you got your 4 minifigures, 2 stormtroopers, the mortar trooper, which they label artillery, and Grief Karga. Ages 8+, 75,311, 478 pieces, and is $39.99. Technically a good army builder if you care for the new clone stormtrooper helmets. Not everyone likes them, but I think they look pretty good. Minus the fact you can't turn their heads anymore, but that is what it is. Anyway, back of the box shows the features. And it's interesting that they show this as an Imperial troop transport more than the one they steal in The Mandalorian. But I guess that kind of makes sense. The mortar trooper's in here because I think they were going to make the drop ship that they use when they take Grogu, and then that ship got scrapped for the Slave One. It would be my guess, or it got replaced with the Slave One. So then they're like, oh, well, we'll just add the mortar trooper here. Why not? Because it's a cool minifigure to get. Average instruction booklet, kind of small. About 100 pages long. So factor that when you building and everything. 500 pieces is a decent mess if you dump them all out, which you shouldn't because they're numbered bags. But 100-page build is a decent amount of time, but nothing that would take more than a sitting or two if you're not the type to be able to sit that long. Let's take a look at the minifigures now. 2 of which are new, 1 of which we've seen before. But always good for army building. You have your classic stormtrooper with the new helmet design. Nothing too crazy about him. But they give, now each stormtrooper is individual, so they have new heads. And you can switch them however you want. The other stormtrooper, I believe, is female, if I remember. Yes. They gave a female-ish design with eyelashes and such. Or whoever you want it to be. That's the beauty. But the new dual molded stormtrooper helmets. Like I said, not everyone's a huge fan of. Then you get the new artillery trooper or mortar trooper because it comes with a mortar cannon. Lovely yellow printing. Terrible if you like the old style of trooper, then this is the only way you can get this yellow one with the new style helmet. Unfortunate. But I suppose if you want to custom make the helmet, that wouldn't be the hardest thing. He actually does not get a weapon because he gets the mortar cannon, but it's strange that he doesn't even get like a blaster or anything. But he does have a little backpack on. Nice and brick built. And then last up, we have a named character in Grief Karga, who we see manning the turrets when they're being chased by the TIE fighters in the volcanic alley when they steal an Imperial Marauder. Surprised we only get him as a named character. They could have easily thrown in Cara Dune or I don't remember the blue guy's name, but they could have included him. But they didn't, so just a new Grief Karga. Nothing too special about him. I don't remember if he has a dual-sided face. He does not. And then you get the small mortar cannon, which isn't anything fancy. The trooper can't even like grip it anywhere. There isn't like a clip or something. Easily moddable though. It is what it is. So while I'm down here, I'll show some of the finer details of the Marauder. I wasn't a huge fan of this when I first saw it, but it really grew on me. It's bigger than I thought, and quite a bit of detail actually. But now let's get into the features of what this transport can actually do. So on the box it shows that Grief Karga stole it. When you open this little hatch, it's tall enough that a minifigure can stand in there, but they cannot sit. They could probably sit, I suppose, but it's easier when it looks like they're peeking out like that. This cannon has a rotating radius with 2 stud shooters on it. There's actually more going on the inside that I will show in a minute, which I think was really cool design-wise. You have stud shooters on the front, along with opening hatches to put a stormtrooper or whoever you want in there. Even has a little sticker detail for, you know, controls purposes. What I'll do is I'll put the mortar trooper in there if I can. He fits, but he doesn't really fit too well because of his backpack, but he does fit in there. On both sides, you have an opening hatch here so that you can access the inside if you want to. Both sides has an opening door like that. There is, you can fit the other 2 troopers inside by opening this top panel. Hard to see, but I'll show that again in a second. You can put the other 2 troopers in there if you want to. You have 2 swiveling turrets on each side. These just free swing, so very little effort takes to move them. But I like their design, how they flip in between this little section here. Then I'm continuing on the back. Each side also has a little storage containment area with a little printed Imperial crate. I put all my extra studs and stuff in there on both sides. Then you have the engine detailing, a couple translucent blue studs there. You can open this back panel up. And then there's another chair. So crazy that this can fit a whole bunch of minifigures, but the Bad Batch shuttle cannot. Keep that in mind. But the turret actually can move, and you're also moving your character along in the inside with this clear piece behind it, swiveling with it, which I think was really cool. And you can still see the inside of the transport like you would be, because that clear piece wouldn't be there in real life. All the same things on the other side. Sadly, there's no wheels. It's just on the smooth 2x2 round pieces. Not a big deal by any means, but this is one of the ones that you could have expected wheels on. Let me see. Let me get some minifigures in here. Never actually put them in here before. See how easy it is. So I have bigger figures. It's a tad difficult. Well, I guess that's not too hard. And then I'll put the other one here in the back, and then I'll zoom in so we can see what exactly we're working with here. And then I'll do something like put the mortar on top like that. Because I like everything to be stored in the set if possible, for space purposes. Okay. So, fit a minifigure in the front, fit a minifigure there. can fit a minifigure inside. There's a stormtrooper. You can actually fit 2 in there easy enough. Like I said, that door opens. Then I don't know if you can see through there, but no, because oh, you can. See a little stormtrooper face. That's funny. But you can actually fit a minifigure in there too. Like I said, he swivels and drops his gun. Perfect. I'll get that later. And that'll do it for that. Technically an ITT of sorts. They've done a couple battle packs of this already, but if you want stormtroopers, right now is probably the best way to get them. You get 2 normal ones plus the artillery trooper, or whatever you want to call them. Mortar trooper, artillery trooper, all the same thing. But that'll do for the Imperial Armor Marauder. Like I said, this set really grew on me. It was actually a fun build. It's more interesting looking than I thought it was. When I first saw it, I was like, oh cool, it's a gray rectangle. Awesome. But building it was a lot more fun than I expected, and it's a good value at 478 pieces for 40 bucks. So good for gifts and such like that. Tons of playability, and you get good guys and bad guys both in the set to play like that too. Plus, if you have all the other Mandalorian sets in this wave, you can do all the scenes. Combine that with the TIE Fighter that came out a little while ago, you're in great shape. Or you can just buy this and have fun either way. But thanks for watching. That'll do it for this review. Like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I appreciate it if you do. Not a big deal if you don't. I understand the inconsistencies and all that. I'll see you guys next time.